Hey there. So some of you know, and many of you don't, that after about 32 years-ish, I decided to detox from caffeine. And someone out there is going, why in the hell would you do something as stupid as that? Now, let me explain something to you. I'm 48. I'm going through menopause. Have been going through menopause for probably a year and a half, maybe close to 2 years. And the hot flashes had gotten to a point to where I just didn't know how much longer I could deal with life in general. And I'm going to be real transparent with you right now because that's the only way I know to be. Some men primarily are not going to understand this because they're like, oh, it's a hot flash. Grab a fan. Grab the towel that you keep in the deep freezer. Yes, I put a towel in the deep freezer and I would put it over myself. If I was at home, every stitch of clothing I had came off. And those hot flashes got to the point to where I couldn't see myself living for years going through that, because it's not just at night. And for some women it is, and for their spouses, they think, oh, it just happens at night. It doesn't. For me, they would start somewhere around, I don't know, after midnight. And then I call them rolling hot flashes. So, I may have one at 3, and then I may have one again at 4, and then I have one at 5:30, and then, and all throughout the day. And there's even times where I'd be standing in a public place, and the next thing I know, my clothes are drenched. It ruins your entire mood. So I did a lot of research on my own because I had heard about other women that had stopped consuming caffeine, and they said it helped their hot flashes tremendously. Well, I'm a person who doesn't just take what you give me at face value. I need to look into that for myself. And here's the thing. What works for some women is not going to work for others. And I'll be the first one to say that. But I will tell you, after 32, 33 years of consuming caffeine, I thought, you know what do I have to lose? Everything I've read and all of the testimonials that I'm listening to say that if you ditch caffeine, it literally improves your well-being going through menopause. So I quit cold turkey. Some of you are going, oh, hell no, cold turkey, I'm going to need to wean myself off. So be it. For me, if I'm going to try something, my preference is to just quit it completely all at one time, because I want to see what those results are. I want to find out if this is really going to be beneficial for me, and I don't want to wait to do that. So I put down the caffeine, and I will tell you, day one wasn't completely awful. I was fatigued, which I expected because I've been dependent on multiple caffeinated resources for years, ever since I was about 15, 16 years old. Yes, that's a long time, but I was working around that age. That's a whole nother story. So anyway, day one wasn't completely awful. Day two, women and men, if you're listening to this to try to help your wives, day two was the worst for me, the absolute worst. I'm a pet caregiver currently. I had several sitting gigs that were in the process, and I had to get up early to go care for these pets. And I will tell you that I hated life initially on day two, because I had to get up on my own without an external source. So that fatigue set in immediately. The headache was awful. And you can try Advil, you can try Tylenol. For me, it didn't work. For you, it may. And I knew this, but something inside of me thought, well, if I take this, let me just take a dose of Advil, maybe it'll go away. No. And I was tired all day. I also sounded extremely tired. My daughters had called me, my husband had called me, and all of them had the same question. What's wrong with you? Why do you sound like that? I was going through withdrawals, and withdrawals from caffeine, they're real. They're just as real as someone that's going through withdrawals because they've stopped smoking, or because they've quit drinking, or because they've quit what other addictive substance that they've been on. There are withdrawals associated with caffeine. And I experienced them firsthand, and they were not fun, but I will tell you, after day 2, day 3, I was still fatigued, but it didn't really have the massive headache like I had on day 2. So if I fast forward, because you don't want to hear about every single day, by the time I got to about day 5 or 6, I really began to feel like myself. And then fast forward into about day 9, I felt like a whole new person. And I'm not exaggerating. My cognition is probably better than it's been in a long time. My energy levels, my natural energy levels are absolutely amazing. I can get up in the morning without taking anything. I can get up and go to the gym, and then I can begin my day. And actually, I was used to going to bed around when I could, because work doesn't always allow me to get in bed, or life, around 8 o'clock at night. But I would find myself, even now, I'm having to shut myself down around 10:30 at night, and that's not me. And for anyone watching this that knows me, you know that's not me. And I bounce up out of bed around 5:30 because I'm a gym rat. So my energy levels are absolutely amazing. And I will also tell you that it has helped my mood swings tremendously. Because with caffeine, like a lot of other addictive substances, you get extreme highs and you get extreme lows, and you don't ever know when those are going to hit. And women, by nature, whether you want to hear this or not, we're emotionally reactive. That's just who we are. That's what women do. So I will tell you that coming off of caffeine has actually helped me with that. It's helped me to deal, I believe, with things a little bit differently and not to just react. And there's things I've chosen just not to react to. And that wasn't me before. So the extreme highs and lows are gone. My hot flashes, I may have a mild one around 5:30 in the morning. And when I say mild, I'm not even sweating through my clothes. Like, I can feel it coming on. I turn the fan on and it passes within a few minutes. I will take that. Do I plan on going back to caffeine? I don't. And some people say, oh, you know, you can have a cup of coffee every now and then. You can. But now that I've gotten rid of it, I really don't miss it. I do want to tell you there was a product that I have started using because I ditched the caffeine. And I still like to have something to drink in the mornings, or sometimes just in the middle of the day. You can always do hot teas. I found something called Teachino. Google it. I was able to buy mine at Sprouts, and it's an herbal tea. I buy the variety pack. It has mushrooms in it, has all kinds of great stuff. The variety pack I like because I like to be able to have something a little bit different. But it's a tea bag. And I will tell you, you put it in your hot water, let it steep for about 3 to 5 minutes like you would any other tea bag. And I add my plant-based creamer to it and a little bit of stevia, and I'm good to go. That has been what I transitioned to, and there's no caffeine in it. It's caffeine free. That is the only supplement that I've used since I ditched caffeine. So if you are one of those women who's struggling with the hot flashes, the mood swings, the extreme highs, the extreme lows, I'm telling you, women, give it a shot. And some of you right now are cussing me out and you're saying, oh, hell no, I can't give up my coffee. I need my coffee. You don't. You want the coffee. Your coffee companies want your money. We're not going to talk about that. You can put that money somewhere else. But if you truly want to get rid of that or decrease those hot flashes and begin to feel like yourself again, get your mood back, try ditching the caffeine. You can always go back. I don't recommend it. Like I said, day 2 is the absolute worst. After that, you're on the straight and narrow. And by day 7 or 9, you're going to start feeling like your old self again. So just wanted to give you guys an update. I promised this week before last, and I've just been too busy. So you all have a great day. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you want additional education on menopause other than what I was choosing to bring you, drop me a comment, and I'm happy to give you any advice, any knowledge that I'm able to. And if there's something that maybe we as a group of women need to work on, I'm happy to experiment on myself to try to help with that. So you all have a great afternoon, morning, wherever you are and watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.